Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. It's Monday, August 30th. One more day left in the month, and then on to September. We're going to talk about the market a little bit, talk about CRSR, what's going on with that, GameStop, some technical analysis, some option plays, sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Here is our Twitter. Follow us on there if you want. At Happy Money YT. Then we've got a Discord also. It's in the description where we chat. The firm's up a bunch also. They're partnering, or they're on basically Amazon now, so you can pay with a firm. So installments for payments. It's funny. I had a firm. I owned it for a bit after IPO around here. So, and then I sold it pretty soon. But I'm glad I got out. That was a long time of bag holding before Amazon got in. I guess not terribly long, but good for a firm. Support is kind of finding support. I think kind of consolidation today. Big bounce off the bottom, but it's back to bearish. So it's probably coming down still. We've got red under the 9 moving average. We've got a MACD that's bearish. But yeah, it could keep coming down before it consolidates and rallies again. It could be a week, could be, who knows. Some of the shorted stocks are running today though. Support being one of them. Urban one, I think I'd probably say that's one of them. Wish as well. And then AMC and GameStop. Yeah, AMC's charts look nice. Looks bullish. So yeah. GME even more bullish, I would say. As far as the chart goes, we've got a perfect little bull flag going on here, just textbook pennant or bull flag, whatever you call it. And this will be our fourth day of consolidating. We'll see what happens. We've got 30 minutes left. Could rally a little bit. I think tomorrow there's some expectation for tomorrow because of failed deliver and then the T+2 settlement. So looking back on, I guess that would have been Friday. Why Friday? No, not Friday. I don't know why. There's hype around tomorrow for some reason. I'm hyped for this whole little window of time in here. It's playing out differently than it did here, but that doesn't change that I think we'll still rally. I mean, the TA on this chart, excuse me, this bull flag is, I would go along on this all the time. Now if it goes back up to 350, that's where the bull flag doesn't say, oh, you can't get a price target from that. I'm just assuming with the covering that's going on, the rolling over, it will rally, and I'm assuming also that it might not be able to break that 350 resistance. That's where I'm getting that. If it does, then yeah, it could go crazy. We could jump back up to the 482 or beyond and into a short squeeze. It seems like it's moving a little bit more like kind of what we were saying back here in January. So kind of a big green day, and then a consolidation up around that level with lowering volume right here, kind of as we see here. But this isn't a bigger scale what we've had. Say big green day, big volume, lowering volume, consolidation on that higher level. So we're seeing kind of the same thing. And then a breakout from that bull flag. This is a nice bull flag too. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consolidation days, and then a breakout, and then it went up. So this kind of coincides with earnings that we've been talking about and what's going on with that. So we've got 4 days, maybe one more day of consolidation. I mean, it's still green even. It's not really showing any signs of weakness. I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of did a little bit, but hasn't yet. So something went on with CRSR today, just in the last few minutes. I'm not sure if it was call sweeps. That's kind of my best guess. It was funny. I clicked on Benzinga put an article saying Matt Kors. It was because he put it on his watch list or something. Look, CRSR gaming share spiked to session high, now up 2.8%. Traders circulate call from YouTube trader Matt Kors that he has stock on his watch list. And I started watching him for a bit, and he was cracking up because he's like, they just want news article. They don't have a reason for it rallying. So he's like, he said it was already rallying before he started talking about it. I don't know if this is part of maybe a rollover that they're having to do on Corsair, because I think this is a heavily shorted one as well, because it had the spike back here on 614. That was kind of a big one it had. And as you can see on the chart, I mean, it's had great earnings and it's just been suppressed. So I think this is probably pretty heavily shorted. The chart now looks bullish though, even before today. This is a nice entry point. We've got green over the 9 moving average here and bullish MACD crossover. And now we've got, this was even a little bull flag, and now we're getting a breakout from that. So it's looking good. I've got shares of it. I've also got calls we'll go over here in a bit, some options. GME, even on the hourly, we've got kind of a little bull flag setting up there too. We are still bearish on the MACD, but since the price action's holding up, I would say that's just consolidation, as you can kind of confirm here with the RSI. So the RSI is just coming down and getting more settled basically with this flat price action. So that's just good consolidation. And on the daily, I mean, RSI is still a little bit high, but it can definitely go higher if we break out of this bull flag. When that happens, we kind of broke that resistance a little bit this morning, but it got rejected. Jumped above it, but then kind of got rejected. So looking to kind of break through that one, that 216, and then going up to that 224, which is also one of the fib levels. And then from there, yeah, I'd say probably at like 250 area, and we'll see what happens. Earnings are next Wednesday. And so we've got 4 more days this week, and then Monday, Tuesday next week. If you're looking at the cycle, the chart, if this big rally on Tuesday, if that lines up with this, then the top of this run will be, let's see, 9.6. Yep, 9.6. So that will be next Monday. So not saying that that's all how it's going to work, but that's kind of the window of time for them to roll over their futures and their swaps, from my understanding. So I do have calls expiring this Friday. Hopefully it doesn't just consolidate this whole week, because I would like to make some money on those and close those out. And then we've got more exposure for next week. I had calls for last week. We did well on them. I closed them out. I closed most of them out on that spike day, that Tuesday. Should have closed out some more that were expiring this week. I didn't realize, of course, that we're going to have 4 days of tight consolidation after, which is pretty unusual for GME so far to have this, especially in one of these periods of that we see here, these windows of time. So we kind of had it here, I guess, but anyways, never know. It's always hindsight. And so I could have taken more profits. Some of the calls, I mean, I was looking back at the chart and I was like, was that really up that much? And on E-Trade, I can't tell when I actually even bought them, but like at what price I bought them at. But we're doing all right. We've got a lot of shares now, and I've got some spreads too. So it's not just calls. We're up. Says we're up 1,800 now today. So yeah, I guess GME is only up 1.8. Was up like 5-6% at one point. But these 275 calls, these had a big swing today. These were up like 30% earlier. Now they're down 30%. This is kind of a big exposure play that I could have closed out today, but I think before Friday we're gonna have a big bump. It's only Monday, so I think maybe tomorrow and maybe continuing on. These might be an awesome play. But if you look at the chart on these things, again, it's hindsight, but this just helps you for the future to think, okay, I need to take profits with options, especially short dated ones. Because look, this thing was worth $1,900. These 270 calls on that spike day. And remember that day I was like, we'll try not to look at this too much, just because a lot of these were dated for the next week, and I'm like, I'm gonna hold out. I think we're gonna keep rallying. So I could have taken a little bit, skimmed a little bit, but yeah, now they're worth $187. So from 1,900, if you were into selling premium, you could sell those. Play a little Russian roulette, sell those for 1,900 and buy them back now at 187. So yeah, that was, I did a calculator on it, and that was like 17 grand and just in these 275 calls alone right here, which, yeah, it would have been nice to take some of that, at least make it free. I should have, but oh well. We've got those for this week. I've got this debit spread for this week. This is a little less exposure. Let's see. So it's $828 I spent on debit. 30,000 max profit. That's if we hit that 350 by expiration. And then there's also this. Let's see. Yep, this 275, 350. I don't know if they did these right, but so this one will do a little better, even if we don't get all the way up there. As we start climbing up, even a little bit more, this will be more profitable. And then this one, let's see. I think this isn't supposed to be a spread. Yeah, this is my short put that I'm just rolling over, mixed with this other put credit spread that's expiring in a while. So that's all the exposure I have for this week. For next week, of course, we've got 250 calls, 270 calls, and then debit spreads. Holy crap, I've got a lot of exposure for next week. Jeez. It's confusing because I'm adding like some put credit spreads and then some debit spreads and some naked calls, and then sometimes it's putting some of them into my shares, making them covered calls like it did here. But yeah, I've got good exposure for next week, so hopefully we're not wrong. So last Friday I let my short puts exercise. We went from 400 shares to now 800 shares, so our position in GME is getting larger and much more stable. It's not all swinging around with the options and expiration dates, so that is good. We've got 800 shares. Average cost basis says it's 181. I'm not sure quite how it gets this. If it's collecting all the premium that I sold, all the rollovers I did, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, that's for this account. And I'll probably leave my exposure alone for next week. I've got enough. Same for this week. I refinanced our house since the rates are extremely low, and I predict a market crash coming and pulling the housing market down. So I took advantage and refinanced, and it's actually I got a cash out refinance. So with that, I'm going to be probably shorting some puts on GME, selling puts, just to keep it safe and get some more shares. Hopefully it doesn't run up too much before then, but these at the money puts right now are awesome premium. So if I sold these for Friday, just for this Friday, if I sold it at the money put, it's $850. So you sell a few of those, and that's great premium for just a few days. But yeah, we'll see when that lands in the account, hopefully soon. And yeah, so I'm kind of waiting for a spike to get some profits back on, or at least cover some of my costs on these options that expire this week. So we'll see what happens with that. We did make some moves today. Oh, Marin, I opened up debit spread. I like the chart, looks good. It's a 10, 15 debit spread. So I bought the 10, I sold the 15. So I do debit spread on calls, call debit spread. I also sold short call on my Hayward calls. So kind of the poor man's covered call, calendar spread, diagonal spread, I think calendar spread. There's another one, the Marin. Okay, then I averaged down on that Marin one because I just bought it too early. And then CRSR, so I'll show you here. I sold 12s. I didn't do that many, did I? 18. Okay, I guess I sold short 18. So CRSR had this bump, and I'm not sure what it was from. It's actually holding up pretty nicely. It's got a little flag setting up here, and it's finding support, it looks like, right here. So we'll see. I still haven't seen really any news on it. Again, this could be from shorting and some covering and kind of a cycle that they're stuck in. I don't think it's from Matt Kors. I don't think that's what it's from. Could have been a call sweep. I maybe sold these calls too soon, but whatever. I still got plenty of calls. So here it is down here. It's these CRSR. I had like 40 something long calls for December, so quite a bit of time. And then I planned on just selling calls on it, just collecting premium. And so yeah, that's kind of what we did, but I did it when there was a good time to sell it, basically. So we still have 22 $65 calls, which are way out the money, I know. Second to the last one on the options chain. And I didn't do the top one because I wanted one more strike so I could sell one further out of the money, basically. So you see what these went. These were 8 cents. Today they're 42 cents. So pretty good bump on those. Back here, 611. Yep, these are worth $3. Wow. So what I did was, this was like $500 to get into this initially for these 40 something, I think 40 calls. And then today when it shot up, I sold 70 calls and received 540, is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Received $540 credit to sell those, and that turned 18 of them into a debit spread, a 65.70 debit spread. So now my max gain on these 18 is 9,288, and that's if it of course expires above the higher strike of $70. But as it climbs up, this thing will get more and more value. But this is a debit spread now. And then I still have these 22 long calls that are just naked and have unlimited upside. So that's kind of a little trick legging into it that works pretty well. But basically what I did also is I made this whole position free. So now if Corsair goes bankrupt, I didn't lose any money on it. But if I've got a lot of upside potential. So see how that plays out. I'm curious on the news if they're probably not going to have news. This thing might start rallying though. I mean, this chart looks good. It's been pushed down so much. Was this a divergence? No, it wasn't a divergence. But it definitely had support around this 25 range, I think. Yeah, it's kind of getting in the choppy area back here. So a little bit of support. With the market crash coming, it'll probably bring Corsair down too. So that's part of the reason all my long positions I'm kind of trying to hedge or be a little safer on, besides GME, because I think that will inverse. And some of these other heavily shorted ones like Corsair and Rocket and I don't know, Bed Bath & Beyond, Wish, they probably all will somewhat rally with a crash, I'd imagine. But we'll see. We'll just see what happens when the tide comes out with those. GME still nice bull flag. MACD still bearish. Not a huge deal. At some point I think it'll kind of level off. Let's see, was that one? No, it's not. No divergences yet, but really don't need it. Hoping for news around earnings at earnings call. I'll probably be live streaming that. And then they've been registering GME or G America all over the world. So I don't know what their plan is with that, but offensive trademark, please stop silent. Form. I don't know if it's gonna be like a parent company or if they're just doing it for like clothing and apparel. I think the trademark just kind of covers clothing and apparel at this point. But they could, I think, do more with it down the road. So we will see. They haven't got the website though, because if you go to, it's pretty funny. Let me show you here with this one. Go to gmerica.com. It actually goes to, oh, now it goes to YouTube. Okay, so it's all messed up. Anyways, before it went to GMEDD, but maybe they're working on negotiating buying it. I'm not sure. Man, Corsair is looking good. It's holding up. SPY, of course, is rallying today. Multiple all-time highs. Beautiful. Kind of coming back down to VWAP now. It's still bullish. It's looking very bullish on the charts. That 460 price target that Elliott Waves predicted, I don't see why it wouldn't get there. It's following the trend line perfectly. Yeah, so I think that's all. Let's see, Maroon. Yeah, that was all of our options. That's my prediction for the future on GameStop. I don't know how high it will go, but this is showing me it is poised to go up, and very, very soon. And we've got plenty of exposure to it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.